just came up the hill from the Poplar Ridge lean-to, which sadly is the last one that Geraldine Largay stayed at before she disappeared a few years ago. So there was a nice memorial to her there, and it was sort of sad, but also nice to see her remembered that way. And I was sitting there about 5 o'clock, and actually it's a little after 5, probably closer to 6. I was eating my dinner and I'm thinking, man, there's no thru-hikers here, and I've hardly seen a thru-hiker for the past 3 nights. So I was getting a little lonely and wondering where everybody is going when 3 hikers came walking up, and later on another one. Actually got to see Tern, who I haven't seen in a while, which is pretty cool. So that was fun. We all kind of hung out and chatted for a little bit before I went to bed at my usual 8 o'clock bedtime. And then this morning I got up and discovered that a mouse had gotten into my food bag again and done a lot more damage than the first time. So I had cell service, and I went and I ordered a replacement real quick and borrowed some tape, or got some tape from one of the other hikers, because the duct tape on my poles is not sticking. People say to put it on your pole like that, and it just gets so degraded from the weather that it's pretty much useless. So thankfully another hiker had some tape that I could use. So I patched up my food bag, and this morning I'm heading out. Have at least 8 miles to go. There's one mountain, Lone Mountain, in between here and there's a deep ravine with a waterfall that should be pretty. So I'm looking forward to that, and hoping I can actually go somewhere between 10 and 13 and just stealth camp to get me close to the hostel for tomorrow. I'm going to stop at the hostel in Maine and get resupplied. Alright, and here we are on the top of Poplar Ridge at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's really lovely. It's taken me about 2 hours to go the first 2 miles, and some of the trail has been like this, kind of steps down. Some has been some pretty intense rock scrambles, and some has been nice smooth trail. I still have about half a mile to go to the bottom of the ravine, and I expect I'll probably see some more rock scrambles before I get down there, and then I will be heading up the mountain. For example, I just came down that right after I shot that last piece of video, and when you turn around, here's a little bit of smooth trail. It's nice. I'll take this when I get it, because I kind of have this adage that I repeat to myself, that anything that's not awful, not terrible, not horrible, is absolutely wonderful. So this, as long as it lasts, is absolutely wonderful. Well, this is the river that I think comes after the waterfall, and I get to cross it right there. Hopefully not get my feet wet. Alright, one river crossing down, and I've got dry feet. It's a lovely spot for snack breaks. I'm going to sit here and eat a Kind bar before I start the climb up the hill. As I'm sitting here enjoying this just absolutely beautiful spot, I'm thinking, man, it is so easy when you're doing hundreds of miles to get lost in the day-to-day, you know, where's the next shelter, and oh man, this terrain is stinky, it's hard, there's blowdowns, whatever it might be. And yeah, it's easy to grumble sometimes after you've been out here for a long time, but oh my gosh, look behind me. That's just stunning. And I have to remind myself sometimes that this is why I'm here, this is why I'm hiking, to see these just absolutely gorgeous spots that are so remote that most people don't get to see them. And I just have to remember how blessed I am to be here and to be enjoying this, even though I've made mistakes along the way. I've not had the hike that I thought I would. I don't know if anybody ever has the hike that they think they would, but certainly hasn't been exactly what I planned. But even so, I've just been so fortunate to see some really amazing things, have some really incredible experiences, and I'm very thankful for that. So when you see some of my videos where I'm not in the best mood, just remember that usually that turns around pretty quick, and I see something like this and I'm happy again. And now I'm faced with something that's almost too steep for me to comprehend. I know it's hard to get the full impact on video, but man, those two little blazes up there, that's where I'm headed. Oh my goodness. Well, I made it up, yay. I didn't take the side trail to the falls, but I believe I'm going to be walking along this creek for a while. And there are little sections of falls I'm going to see like that down here. I reached the top of Lone Mountain, and as beautiful as the hike to the mountain was, the climb up seemed completely pointless, other than just to navigate some rocks. There's nothing up here. It's just more woods. So, kind of blah. Here's a plaque commemorating not only the completion of the AT in Maine, but the entire trail. And then that was in 1937, where it's 2,054 miles. It's gotten a little bit longer since then. I have about 0.6 miles to go to the campsite that I plan to stay at tonight. It's a stealth site, and I'm being engulfed in fog. It's only a little bit before 5 in the evening, so it's not late. Feels late though, with the way the sun sits in the sky and all the clouds coming in. And we've got rain coming in the next few days too. It's not quite 7:30 and I'm heading down from where I camped last night, stealth camped, kind of on the side of Sugarloaf Mountain, or the ridge on the side of Sugarloaf. It's supposed to be a pretty steep and rocky climb today, but boy is it starting out with gorgeous views. I've been listening to this river for a while as I've come down the mountain. The trail kind of parallels it, and wondering how I'm going to ford it. I know I need to. Good thing there's a lot of rocks here. Even better, there's a board. That should help. I hate to fall in. That water's really swirling. It's probably pretty cool this morning. But I'm going to cross it and head up that way. Just stepped on this board and you can see it's pretty wobbly. I am not going to video this crossing. Good news, I made it! Now I need to shift into climbing mode after all that downhill. And got I think a couple miles of up to the top of the mountain here. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I need to stop for a snack before too long. But the sun came out, and after as much as it threatened to rain yesterday evening, I'm glad to still be dry, although it may start raining later today. Just passed a group of hikers that passed us last night in our stealth camp, and they were going downhill. We thought, oh man, from what we read in the comments, it sounded like it was a pretty bad downhill, and it was tough, but not horrible. So on my scale of difficulty, it was probably about a 6 or 7 out of 10. So not the worst, but anyway, they got down here, and I guess it got dark right before they crossed the river, so they did pretty well in terms of time and found a really sweet stealth spot on the other side of the river, which is awesome for them. And they're young, they're just chilling. They can start late and get in late, and they'll be just fine. Me, I'm an early bird, got to get out early, and hoping to get to the hostel before too late, but the terrain is tough like it's been, and it could be a long day. This mountain is something else. I've been climbing stuff like this all morning. It's about 11 o'clock. I am beat already, so I have to summon a good amount of energy to keep going. I haven't reached the top of the mountain yet. Well, I finally made it to the summit. There's a stealth site there, and not much to see here. Unfortunately, there is a viewpoint over there. Little sign, and you can go that way and get a view. It says 50 yards, so I may walk over there and just take a little break. Here is the summit viewpoint. That's Sugarloaf Mountain over there with all the towers on top. It's pretty. There's a lot of dead trees around here. Kind of all over Maine, lots of dead trees. Some look like they're down from weather, and the other ones I'm not sure. And there's a slightly less colorful but much larger version of the same sign. I guess that's in case you missed the first one. It's hard to miss that. But I've got just less than 3 miles to go to get to the hostel tonight, so I am trying to book it on down the trail. This may be kind of hard to see, but up there where the bushes are moving is a moose. That's my first moose. And I'm going to go ahead and just... Oh, that thing's huge. I'm going to keep walking. But boy, is he big.